The god Tsukiyomi transports Misumi Makoto to another world to become a hero. The other world's goddess deems Makoto too ugly and banishes him to the wasteland, infested with non-humans and monsters, giving him only the ability to understand all languages. Tsukiyomi intervenes, explaining in Japan Makoto's abilities were restricted by modern life, but in the new world he is quite powerful, and free to do whatever he pleases. After 3 days of traversing the wasteland, Makoto saves a young orc named Emma from a two-headed wolf monster, which he kills, revealing his newfound strength. Makoto learns to study magic after she takes him to her village. Makoto makes the decision to destroy Shen, a massive dragon who creates illusions using fog. Shen locks Makoto in an illusion of a joyful memory, but after looking through his other memories, he is drawn to his recollections of Japan. Makoto breaks the illusion, and is taken aback when she offers to become a familiar on the condition that he signs a contract with him. Shen transforms into a busty samurai girl, looking forward to what Makoto will do in the future. She teleports Makoto to the alternate universe where she regularly resides, although it now looks like the countryside in Japan. Makoto tells the orcs that he beat Shen, who invites them to reside in her dimension, which is now suitable for farming. Shen continues to watch Makoto's memories on the television, but she demands that they figure out how to make a television on which she can keep his memories. Tsukiyomi told Makoto that his parents were born on this planet before going to Japan, so he chooses to learn more about them. She enters with an injured dwarf, revealing that their dimension is under siege by a spider known as Black Disaster, who is cursed with unending hunger and devours everything. Makoto manages to obliterate the spider completely, but the creature regenerates and Makoto collapses. She tries to interfere, but the spider declares that the extreme brutality has satisfied its masochistic desire, and she wants to remain with Makoto indefinitely. Despite Makoto's unconsciousness, Shen advises that the spider create a contract with Makoto to attain a human shape, and she agrees to Shen executing the ceremony. When Makoto wakes up, he discovers he has a new, similarly bussed female servant who gives him the creeps. Makoto renames Shen Tomoe and names the spider Mio in response to Shen's plea for a personal name. Makoto realizes that Tomoe and Mio went recruiting while he was comatose, and his hamlet is now filled by orcs, dwarves, mist lizards, and humanoid spiders. When Makoto returns to the real world, he encounters a human settlement, which attacks him. Makoto's magical aura is so intense, Tomoe continues, that humanity mistook him for a Dark Lord. Makoto studies the human language for months, and she has the dwarves create things to block his aura. They enter the human settlement under the guise of merchants and enroll within Adventurers Guild. Tomoe and Mio set records by being 4 times as powerful as the next strongest adventurer, whereas Makoto rates level 1, weaker than a toddler due to the suppressed aura. Tomoe hears that a dragon she knew, Lancer, was killed by Sophia Bulga, an adventurer. Makoto notes that commodity prices are unusually high, and that people have started to follow them. Tomoe prepares to defend their wagon against the night attack. A young girl approaches Makoto and Mio while they are out shopping. Rinan says that her sister Toa has vanished, and Makoto deduces from the thief's recollections that their organization is holding her captive, so Mio and Tomoe are dispatched to rescue her. Makoto is concerned that Toa looks like a girl he knew in Japan named Hasegawa. Toa and her captor Mills Ace, the current strongest adventurer, are located by Mio and Tomoe. Mills, the thief's secret commander, explains that a demon lord has recently approached the city and has a bounty on its head, unaware that the demon lord is Makoto. Rinan slips away and informs the robbers that Makoto's wagon was located with valuable fruit, but that they had already sold it. The crooks demand that she steal Makoto's gold in order to settle Toa's obligations. Rinan thinks that after Makoto's kindness, she can't steal from him. Mio and Tomoe compete to see who can overcome the most opponents by defeating Mills, his thieves, and destroying a portion of the city. Tomoe tampers with everyone's memory, making the world believe Zetsuya was destroyed by the monster horde. Rinan meets Toa, who is nearly identical to Hasegawa, except for her hair color. Makoto congratulates Mio and Tomoe on their successful rescue of Toa, but sends them back to the wasteland to repent for killing the entire human settlement. Makoto must re-register in Sige, the next nearest town, after Zetsuya's guild was destroyed. While Makoto journeys to Sige with other adventurers, he fools Tomoe into training alone in the forest. Toa gathers important components from various creatures, including rare ruby eye ants, which Mio and Makoto destroy. Adventurers Louisia, the elven archer, Hazel, the human alchemist, and Renana, the dwarf priest knight, celebrate their re-registration in Sige Makoto. Makoto decides to sell the ruby eyes to the Rembrandt Trading Company, but Toa warns him that the Rembrandt Trading Company has a nasty reputation. Emma reports on their progress when he returns to his village. The humanoid spiders are settling in the mountains, the dwarves are erecting structures, the mist lizards are clearing farms, and the orcs are building Makoto a castle. Makoto is concerned since Tomoe has been missing for a long time. The dwarves give Makoto a merchant's attire to help him hide his aura even more, but his magic is too strong and the outfit is destroyed. Makoto realizes that magical materials grown on the demi-plane are more powerful than those developed on Earth. Makoto visits Rembrandt with the ruby eyes and finds the management tough to deal with. Patrick Rembrandt, the manager, is dismissive until he sees the ruby eyes and apologizes. He excitedly tells that the eyes make ambrosia, a cure for his witch-cursed wife and daughters. Makoto goes to register as a merchant and breezes through the written exam, which is simple middle school math. The second test requires him to collect 4 deadly objects, but he uses a rule that allows him to substitute items of equivalent value and replaces the ruby ants. Makoto returns to the demi-plane where he wants to set up a hidden portal to deceive traveling merchants into thinking the demi-plane is a hidden city, where they can trade for demi-plane items and then return home, creating a market for demi-plane goods. Mio has become addicted with his memories of anime and children's cartoons, Makoto realizes when he locates Tomoe with Mio. When Makoto opts to sleep alone rather than choose one of them, Tomoe and Mio become perplexed and decide to devise a seduction strategy. Makoto asks Hazel to assist him in brewing the ambrosia, and Hazel accepts. When one adventurer notices Makoto, he decides to assemble as many adventurers as possible to stop Patrick from doing whatever it is he's doing with Makoto. Patrick has the witch doctor who cursed his family assassinated in secret. The ambrosia is brewed by Hazel. Makoto is able to control Patrick's wife Lisa, who has turned into a monster, and Patrick is able to give the ambrosia effectively. They also use this produce to treat Patrick's daughters. Makoto returns to Tomoe and Mio, but the adventurer Lime Lat and his countless aliens assault them. Lime claims he only wanted a sleeping curse placed on Lisa and her daughters as retaliation for Patrick preventing adventurers who displeased him from finding work, many of whom later died on quests too dangerous for them to handle, and he has no idea why the witch doctor actually cursed them into monsters after defeating all 200 enemies. Lime apologizes to Patrick, who agrees to let him live, and Lime ends his adventures. Tomoe offers Lime a katana fashioned by the dwarves, and recruits him to spy for her after seeing in Lime's memories that he returns his wages to the orphanage where he grew up. Meanwhile, despite his thanks to Makoto, Patrick mulls over how to respond to Makoto's decision to launch a competing trade firm. The warriors in Makoto's tribe are despondent after trading, and Makoto discovers that it is his fault since he fully overwhelms them during training, causing them to lose their self-confidence. He also recognizes that different species do not train together. Therefore, he organizes weekly competitions to encourage them to improve themselves and each other. Makoto, Mio, and Tomoe re-register as explorers and are tasked with training a replacement for Lime Lat. Toa is Makoto's choice, though Tomoe is concerned since Toa looks like the girl from Japan, and she fears Makoto regrets his former life. Tomoe puts Toa and her team through a rigorous training regimen before putting their new skills to the test by commanding them to battle a nest of 100 ape monsters, demonstrating that they are the most capable adventuring team. Makoto makes the decision to acquire ambrosia blossoms, which are the flowers that the ruby ants eat and which make their eyes valuable. He also decides to rent a shop space from Patrick, who realizes Makoto wants to rent rather than buy because buying would bring the Sige Kingdom's attention to him, which Makoto does not want to do. Patrick agrees to find Makoto a business in a neutral city that is not affiliated with any kingdom. Makoto's trading enterprise opens, and the village throws a party to celebrate. They have discovered ambrosia blossoms in the outside world, but they have opted not to pick any because they are guarded by elves. During archery practice, Mio and Tomoe notice Makoto dying frequently. When Makoto clears his thoughts to focus on the objective, Tomoe deduces that he unintentionally merges with the surroundings and dies for a split second, giving Tomoe and Mio the impression that he has committed suicide. As a result, his mana has risen to the level of a god. If this continues, the goddess who exiled him to the wasteland will regard him as a competitor and attempt to murder him. When Makoto returns to the human realm and is accosted by a prostitute, the enraged Mio and Tomoe take him away. Makoto becomes terrified and flees via a portal. More powerful mana-suppressing equipment is manufactured by the dwarves. Makoto invites Mio to help him negotiate with the elves after she apologizes for her and Tomoe's behavior. Other adventurers, one of whom is the prostitute, also emerge to steal the flower, prompting the elves to attack. Nilgistori and other seniors are introduced to Makoto. Adono, Nilgistori's son, is enraged that the forest's barrier is eroding. Makoto encounters Eris's master, Mondo, a formidable warrior. Mio fears that Mondo is possessed, and overhears Adano and an unknown person having a telepathic chat about demons. Later, a spirit escapes Mondo's body and consumes Adano's existence, murdering him for mingling with demons. Makoto recognizes the creature as a lich and captures it. The lich says that he became a lich by accident while attempting to become a Grant, a human who, like a god, can freely roam between different universes. Tomoe admits that he has it backwards. Grants aren't humans who can travel. Instead, they are ordinary people who happen to travel and thus acquire the title of Grant. The lich gladly accepts Tomoe's offer of creating a contract with Makoto and educating him about magic, realizing that he's wasted his entire life for an unachievable objective. Forming a pact transforms the lich from a skeleton into a handsome young man. Tomoe is knocked out by a supernatural explosion in the village. Makoto and Lich have the ability to heal those who have been hurt. Makoto realizes that the explosion blew the portal to the outside world wide open. Examining the prostitute, Makoto's memory fragment reveals that she and her comrades attempted to steal magical goods, and when guards intervened, one of Makoto's magic rings detonated, killing Tomoe's child fragment as well as an orc. Makoto pursues the prostitute and murders her mercilessly in retaliation. After the funerals, Makoto learns from Lich, now known as Shiki, that he was able to see the prostitute's memories since memory viewing is one of Tomoe's abilities. Makoto orders the construction of barriers to keep any adventurers who come to the Demiplate to trade far away from the community. Makoto pays a visit to Patrick, who has set up Makoto's shop in Rostgard Academy, a neutral town. Makoto wishes to visit the academy in order to gain a better understanding of the world, the goddess, and humanity. He just takes Shiki with him as he may be gone for a long time, and he offers Mio and Tomoe some more memories as gifts. As they prepare to transfer, the goddess spots Makoto and intervenes with his teleportation, sending him to a distant battlefield where two of his fingers are severed by demon soldiers. They say that they have joined the demon army in order to wipe humans from the face of the earth. Makoto destroys Sophia's legendary sword by removing all of his mana-suppressing equipment and overwhelming Mitsurugi with his magic. Makoto teleports away, leaving Mitsurugi and Sophia alive and vowing vengeance. Patrick learns that a great mage destroyed the demon army, but he has no idea that it was Makoto. Shiki feels the goddess used Makoto to annihilate the army and is keeping an eye on them. Tomoe discloses that she used Makoto's mana from a discarded ring to create another fragment named Kamoe, and Mio is enraged when Kamoe refers to Makoto as Papa. Makoto finally establishes a shop, which is an instant success, and discovers that the demon and human armies dealt tremendous damage to each other after he teleported away, as well as the participation of two more goddess-summoned heroes in that war. The community holds a feast to commemorate Makoto's business, and he concludes his future looks bright. However, the feast is interrupted by another quarrel between Mio and Tomoe, prompting Makoto to reconsider his decision, and he now believes his near future is extremely bothersome. And that's the end of the video. As always, if you liked what you saw, subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading a lot of videos just like this, so I'll see you in the next one.